Ted, who are the heroes in your life?
Well, the heroes in my life are mostly authors of books and a few speakers, and that I'll identify a few of them. The businessmen who were the early pioneers in I think America is really the country that has shown that entrepreneurship, given free rein, can produce miraculous results. And the early people like Andrew Carnegie and Bernard Gimbel and Henry Ford, others that I've mentioned in other interviews that I've done with you, are the ones they're my heroes, because they shown me that not only what great accomplishment, but that setbacks or failures did not dissuade them from ultimately succeeding. But in addition, there have been a few seminar speakers that have been highly influential to me. I was privileged, for example, to be in the audience before he passed away of Napoleon Hill, who spoke, and whose work from the platform and ultimately his books, which I read, were greatly influential to me. I also, the late Joe Kosman, I went when I was in my mid-20s. There was a fellow by the name of, I believe it was E. Joseph Kosman, who wrote a book called How I Made $1 Million in Mail Order. And I went to his seminar, and what I was so impressed by is, here's this millionaire, good-looking, articulate fellow who was so interested in the audience, what the audience got out of his presentations. I made him a personal hero, and I had the wonderful privilege of speaking with him on the platform of a cruise that we were on, as a matter of fact, a marketing cruise in about 1998 or 99, and I got to meet him and interact with him personally, and I was so pleased that he considered me one of his heroes, so it was a great relationship. Other heroes to me have been, I've always been interested in physical things in sports, and I've liked people like Bill Tilden in the past, reading about him, seeing his videos, great tennis players. I'm very interested in tennis, but also great baseball players like Babe Ruth have been tremendous heroes of mine. Football players and football coaches. Coaches have been great heroes of mine. My high school coach was such a hero, Russell Coleman, who later became the principal of the school. I happened to be on a team. We were the state champions in our particular division, and he was just such a, I learned the concept from him of tough love, how he was so tough, such a disciplinarian, but at the same time he loved us. He could be tough with us, and he loved us. And I've tried to be, in my business life, working with employees and all, loving all my people, but expecting a very high standard. And if the people were not living up to not just my standard, but a standard that they and I have mutually developed, kind of having, and if they didn't live up to it, I tried to be an executive or entrepreneurial leader and I learned a lot of that from my coach, where basically that I could be kind and loving as well as tough at the same time. So those are just a few of my major heroes.